Hi all, hope you're well. It's been absolutely ages since I've posted anything to YouTube, probably, I don't know, a couple of years. Anyway, so today I finally, after 6 years of having a scale on my Rong mill, finally got round to fitting it with some 3D printed parts onto the Z-axis. So here's the parts in Fusion 360. There's three components. There's the mount, which goes onto the mill and handles the contour at the top of the mill body. Then we have a piece that goes round the quill, which is basically a circle with an open end that gets tightened up onto that quill. That in turn goes to the adapter to translate the up and down movement to the slidey part of the scale. All of these were 3D printed on my new Elegoo Centauri Carbon printer, which is absolutely fantastic and I can heartily recommend it. My Rong mill has had a DRO scale on it, just on the X and Y axis since about 2020, I think. So if I move this guy here, then it's been incredibly useful for metalworking, but also even for woodworking, making sure we're getting things drilled in the right place. But what I was keen to do was to fit the third scale that I've also had since 2019-2020 for the Z-axis. And I ended up doing what was going to be an experiment with 3D printing. And it actually worked really well. I thought it would be quite wobbly, it wasn't going to be massively accurate. It doesn't have to be accurate, I'm not a master machinist by 1,000 times off, but this worked really well. So I've got three parts. I've got this part here, which wraps around the quill and has an arm which comes around here, and then attached to that is a mount that goes up to a cage around the scale itself. And then there's another 3D printed component that the scale itself is mounted to, and it seems to work surprisingly well. And in terms of accuracy, if we zero here, and then we have about 100mm of travel on this mill. So there we go, 100.305 all the way back up to the top, and it's 0.1 of a millimetre. Right down again, 100.310 again, back up to slightly less than 0.1 of a millimetre, and back down again to 100.3. So I think that's, for three bits of plastic bolted together, that seems like a decent job. Good, happy.